The deadliest wildfire in U.S. history occurred on October 8th, 1871. It killed an estimated 1,500 to 2,500 people and burned over 1.2 million acres. But we'll get back to that. First, we must travel back in time to 1859. A young woman named Adele Brice is walking on a trail in the woods on her way home from Mass when she sees, for the third time, a beautiful woman robed in pure white with a crown of stars around her head. Adele had just spoken to her parish priest about seeing this woman, so she obediently followed the instructions she was given. She fell to her knees and asked, "In God's name, who are you and what do you want of me?" The woman replied, "I am the Queen of Heaven, who prays for the conversion of sinners, and I wish you to do the same." She continued to tell Adele to teach children their catechism, and then assured her by saying, "Go and fear nothing, I will help you." Go and fear nothing, I will help you. What beautiful and comforting words. Adele would spend her days traveling as far as 50 miles to find children to teach. She would often offer to go into homes and help with household chores in exchange for the privilege of teaching their children. I'm sorry, can you imagine? "Hey, I'll do all of your chores if you'll let me just let me teach your children." Who would say no to that? Anyway, she ended up having other women joining her in the mission. By 1861, just 2 years into her ministry, it had grown so much, men and women decided to gather together to build a convent, school, and chapel. 10 years later, a drought had hit the area. The lands were dry, and on that fateful October day, the winds were high. The Peshtigo Fire broke out on the same day as the Great Chicago Fire, and despite being the deadliest wildfire in U.S. history, has been mostly forgotten due to the fire in Chicago. This fire was described as a tornado of fire, and it ripped through 1.2 million acres, leaving farms, buildings, towns, livestock, and people utterly destroyed. Seeing this firestorm coming, many people ran into the Peshtigo River. Although many escaped the flames this way, some still died by drowning or hypothermia. That must have been so terrifying. Some people, however, flocked to the chapel, bringing their livestock along with them as the fire roared toward the shrine. Terrified, they began to pray. They lifted up a statue of Mary and processed around the sanctuary. They prayed the rosary, and they sang songs of praise to Jesus. Father Peter Pernin would later report that after hours of horror and suspense, it began to rain. We're talking a downpour here. As powerful and strong as the fire was, it was mercifully no match for the rain. I'm going to put a map up on the screen. You see those striped lines? That's where the fire burned. The solid black is where the most destruction occurred. That green square, that little green square in the middle of all that destruction, that's where the chapel was. Surrounded by utter destruction, the chapel, the school, the convent, and 5 acres of land consecrated to Mary were all unharmed, other than a singed fence. The only livestock to survive the fire were that which had been brought onto the shrine's property. Father Peter Pernin would describe it as an emerald isle in the sea of ashes. How had I never heard of this before digging into the research of this Marian apparition? This is, after all, a modern-day American miracle. We should really talk about these things more often. These kind of stories, these true stories, glorify God and speak to his power. Why aren't we talking about it? Is it because Mary is involved? In the book of Luke, we learn that Jesus was obedient to his parents. This would, of course, include his mother. When Adele followed Jesus' example by being obedient to his mother and started a ministry that would result in the building of a chapel, it led to the miraculous saving of many lives. This is a lesson to us in obedience and trust. We might not understand why we're being instructed in a certain way or to do a certain thing, or maybe we even feel like our prayers aren't being answered the way we want them to. But when we trust God, when we trust in his commands, and when we trust in his messengers, we are never let down. With God, all things are possible, but only with him. Not every convent in America has been saved from fire, but this one was set on purpose. Check out this video to hear that story. Thanks so much for watching until the end. Our Lady of Champion, pray for us.